another little extract from Moonology, working with the magic of lunar cycles, from chapter 3. New Moon Manifesting. Now, we come to one of the most exciting parts of the book, New Moon Manifesting. You're about to learn how to do a very powerful practice. Essentially, New Moon Manifesting reminds us to get clear on our dreams and goals once a month and write them down or draw them. I like to call this process making my new moon wishes. However, some people find the idea of making wishes a bit wishy-washy and prefer to say they are setting intentions, which does sound more adult and businesslike. Personally, I see wishes and intentions as quite different things, but they actually go together well. I like to make wishes and set my intentions for the month ahead. I also like the idea of making a new moon commitment. The labels you give to your new moon manifesting aren't really important. It's up to you. The main thing is that you feel good about them and that you do them. As I said, though overall I prefer the idea of making wishes, so that's mainly what I'll call them in this chapter. Here's the secret of new moon manifesting. The secret to making wishes or setting intentions is to ensure that they come from the heart and that you feel them as if they are already happened. Read that again. You feel them as if they have already happened. The secret to making wishes or setting intentions is to ensure that they come from the heart and that you feel them as if they've already happened. This is something many people don't understand. We can repeat affirmations and make vision boards ad infinitum, but if we don't wish from the heart and feel as if we've already received what we're wishing for, we're wasting our time. It's critical that you really get this straight off the mark. Other keys to successful wishing are to fake it till you make it. In other words, pretend to yourself that your dreams have already come true. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Revel in that feeling. Think about what you do want. Don't think about what you don't want. This is a golden rule. Just do it. Write down or draw what you do want. Forget about what you don't want. Forget about what you don't want. We humans aren't always aware of how powerful we are, but once we start to connect with the moon and work with the lunar cycles, our power becomes mind-blowingly obvious. Perhaps the most important thing to remember about making new moon wishes is that you can't get what you want until you know what you want. It's simply the way life works. When we're really clear about what we want, it makes it much easier for us to make it happen. With the conspiring help of the universe, in fact, what we are doing when we make wishes, set intentions at the monthly new moon, is getting really, really clear on what we want. In the same way that a shopping list helps us to shop, writing a wish list of what we want helps us to manifest. What if I don't know what I want? This is a really hard one, and the answer lies in going within. Ask the universe, God, Goddess, your higher self, your archangel and guides, whoever you feel can help you, for guidance so that you get clarity. Or ask yourself, what do I want? Ask this repeatedly as you go about your day, or at the end or the start of your meditations. The answer will come if you persist. Pay attention to the messages, thoughts and ideas that filter through. Or if you don't feel you can do it alone, ask for a new spiritual teacher to come into your life. New moon wishing. New moon wishing. The golden rules. Before I show you how to make your new moon wishes, I'd like to share the golden rules that I've developed around the process over the years. These work well for me, and for the thousands of people I've taught. I can't say categorically that if you don't adhere to the following do's and don'ts, your wishes won't work, but as you'll see, the overall idea is to wish for good things for yourself and for other people. Do wish for anything you want. You can wish for anything you want, and as long as you believe you can have it, it can be yours. Do take baby steps. Your wishes can be as wild as you like. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. But in that case, I find that it helps to take baby steps towards them. For example, during my new moon wishing and intention setting workshops, I invite participants to share their wishes with the group. And occasionally someone who doesn't yet have a job will write, "I wish to own a house," or "I wish to win the lottery." Now, in the first example, my advice to the participant would be, well, first wish is to find a job so that you can earn the money to buy a house. And in the second example, I'd say, well, first you can wish to win the lottery, but I believe that in the back of your mind, you doubt that will happen, as you know the odds are totally stacked against you. To put it another way, your odds of finding a job are much, much better. Having said that, you could always wish to find a job and to win the lottery. Let's look at a similar material wish. Imagine that it's your dream to own a brand new Mercedes, but right now you have little cash available. It's hard to go from being broke to owning a Mercedes in one leap. Not impossible, but pretty tricky. Remember, one of the secrets of new moon wishing is simply to believe that what you're wishing for and intending to do is possible and within your reach. So in this example, we can break the wish down into baby steps. Go from broke to owning a light bicycle, owning an inexpensive second-hand car, owning a second-hand Mercedes, to owning a brand new Mercedes. So my point is, achieving this particular dream will take time and quite a few new moons. There are practical things to be done on the journey from being broke to owning a brand new Mercedes, and you can't just leapfrog them. To make it really clear, when we make wishes, we're manifesting, and that's magic. But unless we're incredibly gifted, we cannot simply override the laws of physics, and we're also limited by what we believe is possible. As you start to manifest by new moon wishing, you may attract close but no cigar demonstrations, which shouldn't be ignored. Let's say that, having wished to get closer to owning a shiny new Mercedes, the next day, a brochure from Mercedes drops through your letterbox. Yes, it's a sign. It means you're getting closer to your dream. Or a friend asks you to mind their mark while they're on holiday. You're getting closer still. Patience and faith are most certainly required on this journey. We've had 2 golden rules already. That you can wish for anything you want. That you take baby steps. The 3rd golden rule. Do wish for a feeling. But should you be wishing for a Mercedes or any other material object in the first place? It could be argued that wishing for stuff, be it a car, a house in the country, or anything else along those lines, is a deluded, greedy waste of your manifestation powers. Any super rich person will tell you that owning things doesn't bring happiness. Sure, you might rejoice in your fantastic new 50-inch flat screen TV for a few days, but after that, it will more than likely become literally just a part of the furniture. So in the long term, material possessions don't make us happy, right or wrong. Perhaps you're a stay-at-home person and nothing brings you greater joy than sitting with your cat or your beloved and your kids on the sofa on a Friday night and watching a movie on TV. In that case, is it okay to wish for a big screen on which to watch it? I believe that as long as you realise that owning stuff isn't what makes us happy, you can wish for whatever you want and ignore the naysayers. However, having said that, there's also truth in the idea that when we wish for, say, a big TV, what we're really wishing for is the feeling we get when we watch it. For some of us, that could be the feeling that all the hard work we put in to earn the cash to buy the TV was worthwhile. Or it could be the lovely feeling of happy times with the family that we're seeking. So if you already know that, when you know what it is to feel more positive about yourself, say, what you want. So, if you already know that what you want is to feel more positive about yourself, say, or to have an increased sense of self-worth, or to enjoy happier times at home with your family, then wish for that feeling rather than a thing. You can even do a bit of self-analysis as you look over your monthly new moon wishes. What was your motivation for desiring something? Was it a feeling you were chasing or a gap that you were trying to fill? Ideally, you should let your wishes be extensions of your own joie de vivre. In other words, add-ons that will make you feel happier. So to sum it up, is it really okay to wish for a huge, luxuriously appointed house in which to entertain family and friends? Yes, absolutely, provided that's what you really want. And as long as you're wishing for it because you love the thought of it, because it will make you happy. But if your motivation for wishing for that big house stems from envy, then wanting what someone else wants, that's not so good. For one thing, envy is unhealthy, so work on that. For another, envy blocks gratitude, and we need to be grateful in order to manifest. The most important thing when you're wishing for anything is to be grateful for what you already have. Golden rule number 4. Don't wish for a specific person. Is it okay to wish for someone else's partner, i.e. to have their girlfriend, boyfriend or spouse? The short answer, no. Can you wish for someone who is available? Yes, you can certainly ask for them to notice you. But at the end of the day, you must remember that we all have free will. So you can't just new moon wish someone into your life. They have to want to be there. One possible scenario, if you put enough energy into it, would be for you to manifest bumping into a particular person and then hold the intention to ask them out and carry out that as well. But then, of course, it's up to the person whether or not they say yes. Do you see what I mean? What about wishing to hook up with Leonardo DiCaprio, or Justin Bieber, Jennifer Lawrence? Yes, you can do this, provided you really believe it's possible, and provided there's just 1 degree of separation between you and them. Otherwise, it's more than likely a waste of time and a waste of a good new moon wish. Golden rule number 5. Don't wish for someone to change. Sadly, perhaps, new moon wishes can't magically transform Toad or Toadette into a prince or princess charming. It's really important that you understand this before you start on your manifesting quest. You can't turn a quintessential charming bad boy into a Boy Scout angel unless he wants to turn into a Boy Scout angel. Same applies to bad or dangerous girls. New moon manifesting can't interfere with someone else's free will. All this applies triple if you're in an abusive relationship. Rather than wishing for your partner to change, wish instead for the courage to leave them. The bottom line is, you can't change people. They have to want to change themselves. It's a cliche that we so often ignore. Golden rule number 6. Do believe that you're worthy of your wishes. One important question to ask yourself on a regular basis as you start to make your monthly new moon wishes is, do I think I'm worthy of what I'm wishing for? It's a sad fact that many of us grew up with parents who were not as supportive as they might have been, and as adults we now wonder whether we are entitled to anything. Ask yourself the following: emotionally, do you believe that you deserve the great friendships and relationships you're asking for in your wish lists? Financially, do you believe that money is bad? If you do, of course, you won't attract it to you. New moon manifesting. Do work with the law of intention and desire. When you align with the new moon to make your wishes, you're activating what New Age teacher Deepak Chopra calls the law of intention and desire, which states that the future is created in the present. There are lots of very clever people around who might try and argue against astrology, but even they would agree with Chopra's concept. I believe that the new moon is a really wonderful marker that comes like clockwork once a month to remind us that it's time to get back in alignment with our desires and intentions. So do meditate. When you come to use my guide on making new moon wishes below, you'll see that meditation is the crucial final step in the process. I'd like to explain here, before you start to get in the zone, why meditation is so important. The reason is simple. When we make new moon wishes, we're manifesting, and being clear about what we want and expressing it effectively is so powerful. Think of yourself as like a radio. When you make your wishes, they are like radio waves that emanate from you. Your wishes are your way of letting the universe, which is benevolent and on your side, know what you want. And when you meditate after making your wishes, the signal becomes even clearer, because meditation can decrease anxiety, make you happier, and even restructure your brain in a really positive way. If you want proof of this, read on. A 2011 study conducted in the USA by a Harvard University-affiliated team from the Massachusetts General Hospital found that meditation actually alters the shape of your brain. Over an 8-week period, the study's participants spent an average of 27 minutes a day meditating. At the end of the study, MR images of the participants' brains showed that this had led to an increase in grey matter density in the hippocampus, the part of the brain associated with learning, memory, self-awareness, compassion, and introspection. The participants also reported a reduction in stress, which correlated with a decrease in grey matter density seen in the amygdala, a part of the brain that plays an important role in regulating anxiety and stress. But what does this have to do with new moon wishing? Well, the more relaxed and stress-free we are, the better able we are to manifest. It's not enough just to sit down and make your new moon wishes once a month and then go about leading a chaotic life. Perhaps you find this surprising, yet deep down, on some level, you bought this book because you knew you had to get this information. Living a harmonious life, one in which we coexist with others in as beautiful a fashion as possible, is the way to bring in the lives we're dreaming of. You will be amazed at the wonderful things that begin to happen once you start to check in with your divine self, because that's essentially what you're doing when you meditate. Your divine self is the part of you that's still connected to heaven, more or less. You may have read that we're multidimensional beings. That's because we're here in the third dimension, but still connected to our higher selves, which are in the higher dimensions. The more we connect with our divine self or higher self, the better, and the more able we are to manifest our desires in this physical world. With all that said, will your new moon wishes work if you don't meditate? Probably, but the process will likely feel less graceful. Also, meditation will help you work out what you really want, rather than just making some flippant wish. How to meditate in 9 easy steps. If you're new to meditation, here's a short guide to incorporating it into the new moon wishing process. If you would rather be guided in your meditation, you can access a free audio guide at moonologybook.com/meditation, or you can search on YouTube for meditation videos or ask a friend who meditates. There are more ways to meditate and more meditation teachers out there than ever before, but essentially it's a very simple process that will really help you to manifest your dreams. Perform the following steps once or twice a day for 15 minutes each time. 1. Turn off your phone and find somewhere comfortable and quiet to sit. 2. Close your eyes and start to become aware of the rise and fall of your breath. Listen to any sounds inside the room and then return to listening to your breath. 4. Listen to any noises outside the room and then return to listening to your breath. 5. Acknowledge any thoughts that arise and then return to listening to your breath. 6. Bring a mantra to mind and repeat it either slightly, silently, or out loud. A mantra is a word or a sound that's first repeated silently or out loud during meditation. You can find mantras online or through a meditation teacher, but the word Om is the best known of them all. 7. After performing steps 1 to 6 for 15 minutes, think of someone or something you're really grateful for. 8. Ask yourself, what do I want? And see what springs to mind. 9. Open your eyes, rub your hands together, and place them over your face or heart.